So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a man named Milton Jones. He is a 54-year-old truck driver from a town outside of Marble Falls, Texas. He was in an accident during a blizzard in the Texas Panhandle, which caused him to be paralyzed from the waist down. He was estranged from his family, lived alone, all except he had phone calls weekly to monthly with his son. So, after the accident, he was taken to a rehabilitation hospital where he received 6 weeks worth of treatment. After that, since he lived alone but was still incapable of taking care of himself with his disability, he was taken to a nursing facility. The beginning of the nursing facility, as he stayed there, he thought he was going to get rehabilitation help and more of a daily thing instead of just occasional help just to get into bed and stuff. But after staying there for 1.5 years, he decided, I'm too young to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to move. I want to see my son. I want to be able to do whatever I want, go to the grocery store, go read books, because he loved to read. So he decided to look into being relocated. Being relocated in Texas is a little harder because there are very few homes to relocate people that need more help, like someone who's coming from a nursing facility. So you actually have to be put on waiting list, and the waiting list can take months, even years, depending on the kind of home you want and where you like what you want around you. He wanted a grocery store. He needed vehicle transportation for his medical appointments, and he wanted a bookstore near him because he loved to read, like I said earlier. But to even begin his relocation, he had to talk to a relocation specialist, which is contracted by the state of Texas to specifically help nursing facility residents who want to be relocated. Well, doing this was a little harder, and he had a lot of paperwork he had to do. Some of the relocation assessment things that he had to do identified things like personal data, previous home care arrangements, housing and neighborhood preferences. Like I said, he wanted the bookstore and the grocery store, and also things like family help, community support. He had to begin the application process for community-based services. A case manager came to see him at the nursing facility to discuss program guidelines, medical and financial eligibility criteria, and the many programs available to him. Being as he never paid too close attention probably to some of these things, he was unaware that it was going to take months to be able to find a home, especially with the things he wanted. Also with it needing to be wheelchair accessible, and he needed a certain shower. He didn't take a lot of those things into consideration, but he finally, after 3 months, found a home and was relocated, and the day he moved, his relocation specialist and his personal assistant, who he was required to have with his disability, met him while he showed up at his new home. He was a little afraid at first, even though moving and being on his own, kind of, is what he wanted. He was still afraid that without his personal care assistant, that he wasn't going to be able to live there on his own. one day he actually woke up to his personal assistant not showing up to work. So he tried to get out of bed to get to the phone and became really dizzy. So he just laid back down, and he had a neighbor around him that he's unpaid, but has volunteered to help if he was to need anything. And so he got a hold of his neighbor, and they had to go through a process to make sure that never happened again. But I think that what Milton Jones went through, and how even though he lost all of his ability to walk, again, he still found a way to live on his own and do good for himself and also for his son. Should tell a lot of people that no matter the things that you have, if it's a disability or just like a weakness you have, that you can get over it and you can always do a little better, and you can still do what you want to do, even if you have things that are holding you back. You just have to find a way to work around those things.